everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to Mystical Munchies, featuring the official Ticket to Ride Cookbook. The wild berry salad turned out to be pretty good last week, and it kept decently well as leftovers, so now we're on to the entree, Skillet Trout. First up, let's tell the story. If you're looking for the perfect protein, this fish could be just the ticket. Many species of trout are native to the cold rivers snaking through the Rockies, and if you look out of your window as you chug along the Colorado River, you might even see some jumping. The simple, clean flavors in this dish highlight the mild, flaky rainbow trout, and the fennel gives it some bite. Well, we'll find out about that soon enough. The ingredients are waiting for us at the table, so let's move in that direction. In order to make this recipe, we're going to need 4 fillets of rainbow trout, salt and pepper to taste, 4 tablespoons of olive oil that we'll be dividing. The recipe as written calls for 2 lemons, 1 juiced and 1 sliced. Instead of the juiced lemon, I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 3 cloves of minced garlic, which about a teaspoon and a half of minced garlic will do, a teaspoon of chopped fresh dill. I'm just going to chop all of that up. A whole fennel bulb and the fennel fronds, and 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. With that, let's move into the kitchen and start putting this recipe together. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pat the trout pieces dry, and then season both sides with salt and pepper. So I've got a paper towel here, along with the first of the packages of fish. Just didn't want to tear for some annoying reason. All right, I'm going to put that in the sink. All I'm just doing is just, like the recipe says, just patting both sides dry. I've got a second plate down here in case I need it for the fish, and I think I do. Yeah, I do. Let me grab another plate. This one can leave shot for the time being. If you guys stopped by earlier this morning for my Stratomatic baseball stream, once again, thank you for stopping by, and if you didn't, go ahead and check it out. It's almost 2 hours of me trying to learn that game. I'm hoping to get the time on that down before I go near the idea of using Stratomatic baseball as a replay. And I think once this video goes live, once Mystical Munchies goes live, we're actually going to sit down and give away the copy of Cartographers for 500 subscribers. Whoops. I did not want that to go, did not want that paper towel to go in the garbage, but nothing I can do there. That was my own screw up. Okay. So now that's dry, so now I want to season both sides of all 4 of these with salt and pepper. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. Make sure these are all screwed on correctly. Okay. We'll go ahead and season the other ones as well. Okay. And my stomach is sending me nasty grams, which is good timing because this is supposed to be dinner tonight. So hopefully this will turn out. And we'll flip these over and season the other side. I'm just seasoning the other set of trout off camera. Okay. We're all good there, so I will wash my hands up after I throw the other piece of the other package off in the garbage. Also, learn to speak English. Alright, so the trout can leave shot for the time being, and now we need a small bowl in shot. Next up, we're going to prepare the oil mixture. So we're going to start off with 2 tablespoons of the olive oil, which I think this is going to empty out before I get to 2 tablespoons. Yep. Not surprised there. Put that down carefully. There we go. I want to make sure I can open up the other container of olive oil. Preferably without the olive oil going spilling on me. There we are. Hold that over the top. Okay. The olive oil. Actually, I need that. I still need the olive oil, so I'm not quite done with that yet. So the olive oil is going to head back toward the table for the time being. So I want the olive oil, the lemon juice, which in this case we're using 3 tablespoons of lemon juice instead of the juice of a lemon. Oh, hang on. This little spigot in the lemon juice needs to come out. I've got my 1.5 tablespoon spoon right here, which 1.5 times 2 equals 3. Because multiplying fractions is a thing they teach you in 3rd grade math. I don't think I'll need that anymore, so that can head back in the fridge. We also need the minced garlic, which instead of using 3 cloves, we're going to use 1.5 teaspoons of pre-minced garlic. A little bit generous, but we can work with it. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And we want the spices, which I've cut onto a plate, a paper plate, so we can pour that in. We'll mix all of that up. Oop. As stuff spills out, I'm just going to put it right in the garbage. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and bring the fish back in shot so we can brush it onto the fish. It's going to be kind of overpowered by the fennel fronds, but I don't think there's much we can do about that. So the wooden spoon can leave shot. Brush it all on the fish. We'll bring the other two fish fillets in shot. Okay. We look to be all good there, so we can empty that into the garbage. And then that can head toward the dishes. And now that we've brushed on the fish, now we need the fennel bulb in shot. Next we're going to prepare the fennel bulb, and the way we're going to do that is I'm going to start by cutting the core off. Actually, it specifically says to cut it in half. So let's see, I assume this is the core right here, but let's start by cutting it in half. We'll remove the core. Now I gotta figure out how to get the core out of here. Because I can't, of course, just swing down with a curved blade and cut it out. Maybe what I do is just cut it something like that. And then cut the core out like that. That seems like it's working. Okay. We'll go with that, sure. Ow! Without poking myself on the point of the knife would be nice. I can definitely smell the fennel. Okay. There we go. Looks like I didn't draw blood, I don't think, where I poked myself. Okay. So now we want to cut this into 1/2-inch segments. So I'll do that, still without trying to add secret ingredient. Okay. Now I'll bring one of my mixing bowls in shot so I can drop the fennel in there. That can go toward the dishes. And now we're going to bring in, after I do a little bit of cursory cleanup here, now I want the other 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we'll add salt and pepper to this to taste, and we'll toss it all together. So here's got a little bit of frond in there that can come out. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, which can now head over toward the dishes. And we'll add in salt and pepper to taste. I'm going to use the bigger stuff. Salt and pepper. And we'll give this a toss. Make sure we get all the oil to coat that. Okay. Oop. Got a little bit of the fennel coming out. Alright, I think we're all good there. So, once I give my hands a quick wash, our next stop will be the stove. Alright, I was preheating a skillet over medium-high heat. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add the fennel segments and the lemon slices. We'll go ahead and put the lemon slices in. And the fennel around it. So we want to roast the lemon slices for 1 minute until they char. And then we'll roast the fennel for 5 minutes until it's also nicely charred, and we'll remove all of that from the skillet. So it's going to be about we'll call it, I'm just washing up my hands. So we're going to call it about 352 before I take the lemon out, and then 356 before I take the fennel out, just for timing purposes. The way this lemon's sliced, I don't think it's all going to hit the... Holy crap, is that a weird smell. I don't think it's all going to char quite as much as I would like it to. We'll give it about another minute before we lift the lemon out. Okay, I'm going to start getting the lemon out of there. I don't think the lemon charred as much as I wanted it to, but with the fennel in there as well, it was going to be hard to get a good grip on the... It was going to be hard to get it down on the actual skillet. Some of these definitely charred nicely, though. Okay. We'll get another plate ready for the fennel when that's about to come off. And everything at the stove we're actually going to watch in real time, since this is arguably the most critical step of the recipe, I would say. I probably need a little bigger skillet in order to get the contact with the pan that I would have liked on the lemon. So we'll give it about another minute, and then the fennel will be ready to come out. I'm going to grab I've got a plate ready for that. I'm going to grab a hot pad so I can lift the skillet off the burner. Okay. I'm going to turn on the not the light. I want the fan. Okay, now we can get the fennel off the burner. And now we're going to prepare the pan for the fish. So now we're going to bring the 2 tablespoons of butter over and melt it on the pan. There we are. Whoa. Okay, hopefully that's not going to cause a lot of problems. Cutting board can go toward the dishes as well. Okay, let's not hold that with holding that with my bare hand is a bad idea. Okay, so now once the butter melts, we'll bring the fennel out of shot. Okay, we're going to put the trout in. We're going to start with its skin side down. Hopefully I can get it all in there, but I doubt it. I'm not going to be able to get it all in there. So it looks like I'm going to have to cook this up in batches. So we're going to have that on the skillet for about 3 to 4 minutes. Try to get a little more contact with the pan in there if you can. So at about 4:01, just for precision timing, I'm going to turn the fish over, then we'll cook it for another 2.5 minutes, skin side up. I got another 2 tablespoons of butter ready because I expect to need that for the other half of the fish. That's cooking nicely. we'll give it about another minute, and then we'll flip it for another 2.5 to 3. Should be just about ready to turn here. Okay. Go ahead and give that a turn. Oh, nice. Come on. There we go. So at about 4:04, that should be ready to come off. At which point I'll turn the camera off so I can cook up the other pieces of fish, and then we'll take a look at it before we head over to my desk for the taste test. I've got another plate ready for this. Should be good enough. Just watching the time on the camera because I know the camera likes to cut out on me on occasion, so I'm trying to be very mindful of that. Alright, we'll go ahead and pull that off. Whoa, almost slipped. I'm also wearing wool socks, so I do need to be careful about that. Okay. We'll lift the fish off. And then speaking of off, I'll turn the camera off so I can fry the rest of the fish, and then we'll take a look when it's all done. Bit of a smoky end to Mystical Munchies today, but I think that's just the nature of the beast when you do anything on the skillet. Here's our first look at the fish. The last two pieces kind of got burned a little bit, but not too bad, I don't think. So now we're going to head over to my desk for the taste test. You're supposed to serve the fish with the fennel and the lemon, but I've never liked raw lemon with my fish, and I wasn't liking what I was smelling from the fennel. So let's give this a taste and see what I think. Might have gone a little bit too far. I ended up charring some of this and burning one of the pieces black. But let's find out. I don't really taste much of anything in terms of flavoring coming out of this. I think the time in the skillet kind of charred most of the flavor out of it. But I don't know if maybe leaving some of the stuff in the skillet would have helped, but it did call for everything else to be out of the skillet before you fried the fish. So Don't think there's much that can be done there, but that's another episode of Mystical Munchies in the books. Next week we'll be making the dessert, Peaches and Cream Crisp. As for the games, tomorrow we're ending the Summer of Lovecraft for 2024 against Azathoth as we play Elder Sign. We've already wrapped up the win by a 2-0 score there. Wednesday we're going back to the Call of Cthulhu universe again as we find ourselves alone against the tide. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.